back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Aaliyah and I'm a yoga instructor based in New York City. I use this channel to help spread free information about yoga. In today's video, I created a flow to help restore balance in your body. I'm a firm believer that your body is a physical manifestation of where your mind is at. And with these poses, we can access a more balanced mind. In today's flow, the poses are going to be simple balancing poses, but simple doesn't always mean easy. I'll invite you to challenge yourself today and to push your limits of what you think your physical body is capable of. Let's get on into it. Let's get started in child's pose. Set your glutes back on your heels, reach forward for the top of your mat, and rest your forehead completely onto your mat. Notice how with every inhale, your chest starts to expand, your belly starts to expand, and with every exhale, you slowly melt onto the mat even more. Energize through your fingertips, so much so that your forearm and elbows come off the mat, and rock your forehead from side to side, left to right, to begin to wake up your body in this neutral child's pose. Collect yourself, come into a neutral tabletop position, curl your toes, set your hips high, heels low, come into downward facing dog. Start to pedal out your feet, waking up your hamstrings, your calves, your quads, your shins, the little muscles throughout your feet. And let's readjust. Inhale, lift your left leg into three-legged dog. Square off your hip towards the mat, and then send your left heel towards right glute. You can take circular motions with your knee, clockwise or counterclockwise, to start to kind of oil your hip joints. And then let's take it on the right side. Inhale, lift your right leg up into three-legged dog, flex toes towards shin, and then bring your right heel towards your left glute. Take those same circular motions to open up your hip, opening up right side body. Come back into three-legged dog and then return your right leg to the floor. Bend your knees deeply, look up in between your hands, and walk to the top of your mat. Let's meet in forward fold. In forward fold, hang your head heavy here. You can grab for behind your shins if you'd like. You can also grab for opposite elbows behind your shin, maybe opposite elbows hanging all the way down, swaying back and forth, left and right, or you can interlace your fingers behind your neck. Release all your weight to gravity. Return your palms to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up above your head. Take a slight back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Take a couple of rounds by yourself, but as you inhale, root down through your heel as you grow tall. Take a slight back bend, and as you exhale, come back into your forward fold. With every inhale, you move. With every exhale, you move. Start to feel the energy awaken in your body through your breath. The next time you come down, ground your palms on the mat and let's meet in an upper push-up plank. Try and level off your hips with your shoulders and push away from the mat. Inhale, push away. Exhale, lower down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Start to recognize where your heartbeat is at. where your breath is at, where your mind is at. Pedal out your feet. Bend your knees deeply, look up in between your hands, and walk to the top of your mat. Let's meet in forward fold.
Illusion.
Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive your arms up above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. The next pose that we're doing is tree pose, and I'll offer 3 variations for you. The first variation, bring your left foot to right ankle. Second variation, left foot to right calf. And third variation, use your hands to pick up your left ankle and place it on your inner right thigh. Remember to place your foot on your inner thigh instead of your knee. It only takes 5 pounds of pressure to dislocate your knees, so be gentle and aware of how you're using your body. Use your glutes here, so really squeeze through your standing leg and ground through your right big toe. Your right glute should be firm while your left foot is pushing deeply into your right thigh. Once you've found your balance, you can grow your hands over your head like a tree. And to challenge your balance, close your eyes here. If you fall out of it, come back into it. Now, shimmy your left foot onto your right knee and come into a figure 4 stance. Once you've found your balance, bring your hands to heart center and slowly sit down and back into your seat. Keep a straight spine, so no hunching over. Think chest forward. And try and go as deep as you can without losing your balance.
Illusion.
Inhale, come to a standing position. Leave your foot in the figure 4 and then bring your leg out in front of you, thigh parallel to the mat, toes flexed towards shin. Then slowly start to shift your gaze towards the floor in front of you as you send your left foot back to balance you into a T-pose, Warrior 3. Keep flexing your toes towards your shin, scissor left inner thigh towards right inner thigh, and hold. If you fall out of it, come back in. Come back through center, left thigh parallel to the mat, toes flexed towards shin, and then use your left index finger and middle finger to grip onto your left big toe and straighten your left leg as much as you can in front of you. If it's still bent, that's okay. Make sure that your hips are leveled off. And then once you've reached that point, let go of your toes and keep your left foot lifted, hands at heart center. Bend your left leg so that your left thigh is parallel once again to the mat, and then come into standing splits. So hands come down towards the mat and only lift your leg as high as it can go while your hips remain squared off to the mat. If your left hip starts to roll out towards the ceiling, try and lower your leg as much as possible. Although it's called standing splits, a split figure isn't necessary here. It's better to use your muscles for control. Bring your left leg down to meet your right leg, and let's meet in forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to reset the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I like to use downward facing dog as a checkpoint for me to constantly check in with myself and what's changed throughout my practice. If you'd like to pedal out your feet here, you can. Your legs deserve some love. Bend your knees deeply, look up between your hands, walk to the top of your mat, come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, dive your arms up above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Ground through your left big toe and use whatever variation is good in your body that will help you maintain balance. So for me, I place my right heel towards my inner left thigh. Once you've found your balance, you can grow your hands up towards the ceiling, and then to challenge yourself, close your eyes. And if you fall out of it, come right back in. Bring your palms to heart center and open your eyes if you haven't already. Shift your right ankle over your left knee and come into a figure 4 stance. Slowly sit down into your seat while maintaining a straight spine. Keep thinking chest forward. And if you wobble in and out of balance, that's okay. Just come back into it. Stand up, bring your right thigh parallel to the mat, and then shift your gaze forward and down as you send your right leg back behind you, toes still flexed towards shin. Reach forward as you create a T-pose with your body for Warrior 3. Keep flexing your toes towards your shin, keep squaring off your hips. Bring right foot back through center, right thigh parallel towards mat. Use your index finger and your middle finger to grab right big toe. Keeping hips aligned, try and straighten your right leg in front of you as much as possible. And then let go while maintaining your right leg up in the air, hands at heart center. Bend your right knee so that your right thigh is parallel to the mat and come into standing splits. Hands come down to the mat for support as you lift your right leg as high as possible while still squaring off your hips towards the mat. The reason why we square off our hips towards the mat is because you'll get more of a stretch through the pose instead of flopping your body all around and getting the full split without using any muscles. And here I fell out of it, but I chose to come back in. Let's meet in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, reset the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come into a high plank and hold, and then come into tabletop position, and let's meet in Hero's Pose. Bring your hands to heart center, check in with yourself, and then bring your hands towards your lower back, fingertips pointing down towards the ground as you look up towards the ceiling, maybe towards the back wall, for a mini back bend, similar to camel pose. Come out of the pose the way you came in, slow and with integrity, and then come back into Hero's Pose. Open your eyes, swing your feet towards the right so that your feet come out in front of you. Inhale, raise your hands up towards the ceiling, and as you exhale, try to reach for your feet. At first, let's go for a straight spine, so chest forward, toes flex towards your shin as much as possible, and then as you exhale, slowly curve down, giving yourself a nice big hug. You can use your bicep muscles to pull you closer to your shins. So maybe one day your forehead can rest on your shins. Slowly roll up into a seated position, one vertebrae at a time, so that your head is the last thing to come up. Let's meet in Shavasana. Notice all the hard work that you have done in the past 15 minutes to restore balance in your mind through your body. Let your weight surrender to the force of gravity. Feel as light as a feather. When you're ready, wiggle your toes and your fingers and come up into a seated position. Thank you so much for flowing with me. Let's end our practice by closing with an Om and a Shanti. Inhale, circle sweep your arms up above your head to collect all the energy that we've created throughout this class. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Close your eyes and chant with me. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The light within me bows to the light within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for flowing with me today. If you found this video useful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Namaste.